That massive storm system we talked about yesterday brought severe weather to the Midwest overnight. Monstrous storm threatened about 70 million people from North Texas up to Nebraska. Of course, only a small fraction of those actually saw severe weather. Tornado watches were posted in those 4 states, with people in the path of those storms told to brace for hail and violent winds. A lot of them braced for deadly tornadoes, but there was actually very little tornadic activity. A lot of hail, a lot of wind damage, and some of that wind damage is visible from this video from Texas. Some new video from Sherman, Texas. A lot of lightning, very electrically active thunderstorms, the stormy skies filled with lightning and heavy rain. Wind gusts reported in this area just north of Dallas about 90 miles an hour. That's just straight line winds that are going close to 100 miles an hour, and that can do a lot of damage. Around here today, we're talking about a storm threat, but not 90-mile-an-hour winds.
Okay, we do have a pretty, you said the main threats are really damaging winds, though, and hail, not necessarily tornadoes, right?
Very low potential of any tornadic activity. We can never cross it off the list entirely, but that's not the primary concern. Let's take a look at the setup. Yesterday, we were talking about that severe weather threat for the middle of the country, and I said it was just an ideal blueprint for severe weather to become likely. It's not an ideal setup around here today. What we do have is the warm, humid air mass, and southwesterly winds are going to lock that in place as we head through the day. There's a trigger out to our west, a cold front, and then the rain-cooled air from collapsing thunderstorms out to our west. Kind of a weak trigger, but strong enough. What we don't have is wind shear, change in wind direction, change in wind speed as you go up in the atmosphere to help organize and rotate the thunderstorms. So while we could see some spotty severe weather reports later on today, widespread severe weather is not going to be as likely around here today as it was out to our west yesterday. This morning we have a little thunderstorm that has moved into Callaway and Henry counties, producing some lightning and thunder, but no severe weather concerns out of that. Just a brief downpour about to move through Murray, approaching the land between the lakes as well. It's going to head up towards Hopkinsville, moving to the northeast. So even as we're talking about the best chance of storms developing later today, it doesn't mean we're going to be completely dry. In the meantime, spotty showers and thunderstorms possible at any point during the day. The better chance of storms, though, is going to develop out to our west. These storms in Arkansas, Missouri are going to collapse, but the rain-cooled air that they push out, it's going to be kind of a ripple effect. That'll help to spark the next wave of thunderstorms to develop to our west, and those are going to march across the mid-state from late afternoon through the evening. In the meantime, we're in a break from the thunderstorms across most of the mid-state. We had some showers and storms last night, stayed below severe limits. Seeing sunshine out there right now. A little bit of fog in the distance. That's going to burn off quickly, and temperatures are going to warm up rapidly from an already well above normal start. 60 degrees in Clarksville right now, and that's the cool spot along with Livingston. 64 degrees in Nashville. It's 66 in Columbia and Murfreesboro. That's 15 degrees above average, and we're going to warm up to around 80 degrees already by noon. Chance of isolated to spotty showers and thunder showers through midday into early afternoon. The better chance of stronger thunderstorms will develop by mid to late afternoon. Marching towards Metro Nashville around drive time. Hopefully we'll hold off until after the evening commute, but it's going to be a close call, so maybe try to sneak out of work a little bit early. Don't sneak, ask for permission first. Let's check out Futurecast version of what's going to happen when. Here's that break in the action for the mid-state. We see those showers and thunderstorms out to our west just falling apart as they move in, but still enough for a better chance of rain, at least through the midday hours in western Middle Tennessee. But the stronger thunderstorms are going to develop just off to our west and then come marching across the Tennessee River by mid to late afternoon. Futurecast anticipates 4 o'clock. This is what the radar will look like. Take that with a grain of salt. This is a simulation. This is not a guarantee of reality. You have to add or subtract an hour or two depending on exactly when, exactly where the storms develop. Anticipating that best storm chance around 6, 7 o'clock for Metro Nashville. But again, could be a little earlier. If they arrive by 4:30, 5 o'clock, obviously that puts us right at the peak of rush hour, and that would be less than ideal timing. These are the storms that are going to have the greatest severe weather potential. Once they move to the east of I-65, as the sun goes down, that's going to help to tamp down the severe weather threat. So eastern Middle Tennessee, we can't rule out the possibility of severe thunderstorms, but it's going to be a lower potential for that part of the mid-state. The greatest severe weather threat will be along and west of I-65. Slight risk of severe weather, that's level 2 out of 5. Yesterday they were talking about level 4 out of 5 in Kansas and Oklahoma especially. So while it's possible that we're going to see some severe thunderstorms producing 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts or 1-inch diameter hail, it's not as likely to become widespread. This isn't an off-the-charts threat of severe weather. Just stay weather aware, be ready to react to it if any warnings are issued. Talking mainly severe thunderstorm warnings. I don't anticipate tornado warnings. But again, we can never completely cross that off the list of possibilities. Lingering showers early tomorrow, then we see decreasing clouds. Should be dry during the day Friday before a chance of showers and maybe a few storms moves in Friday night. At this point, I think the Country Music Marathon Saturday morning is looking showery rather than stormy, which could be worse. The better chance of thunderstorms will shape up Saturday night and Sunday. We'll keep you posted on that weekend forecast as it gets